10. Sean Diggins. No, let it go. Oh, Saunders back in the pack. Takes Sponsor. Donovan's in it. Sean English is in it. Oh my God, are you?
Caution! No way. Or he's gonna dive bomb him. Here he goes. He's gonna try a bomb. All the way to his bumper. Can he shove him? Can't do it. Dylan is gonna win it here in Iowa.
Bump and run! Oh, he's done this before!
Bump and run, the 61 to the inside. Can he make it work? He's got it.
Inside of the 02. He's sliding! Oh, Burrows is around! Oh, the wrecking right in front of him. That's Mokrin.
Jones, great run on the high side.
Drive off the corner and...
They're gonna be side by side. This is gonna be a photo finish 3 wide out the wire. And that's the stripe. It's gonna be Ruggles! Oh my God, what a finish! iSCAR is in. We're up and away. Green flag.
61, Dominic Cowell.
Oh, he gets hooked! Oh my God! Hard as the wall! Huge track on the start finish line. Who comes out on top?
Dallas Myhan wins.
Dallas Myhan wins it! What? Make quick work of that number 9 of Eric Andrews. Andrews washes up the racetrack. Oh, let's go! Oh no! Oh, they're gonna be wrecking. That's the big one. Oh my God, Connor's involved. They're still wrecking. iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series getting set for the green flag here just momentarily for the Darlington 100 at Darlington Raceway, located here in South Carolina. I don't know how far Florence is, just about, I think, 10-15 minutes away from Florence. Welcome you live on the virtual side of things. We got 3 commentators here tonight, including myself. My name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
I'm Benjamin White, and we got Kilo Hankins also with us tonight. We're expecting a really good race, a cutoff race in the chase, which means everybody that's still in needs to have a great run in order to advance.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull up points. Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, 7 people here. They're all really good drivers, and only 4 of them are going to make it in. And it's all based off the points here tonight, so everyone here is going to have to battle with one another and see which of these 4 people can make it.
Right, it's definitely a race of attrition, and you see right there, some of these people sitting outside that top 4 window are definitely in to probably win it here for tonight. Nick Miller most likely in a must-win situation, or must finish really well. Dylan Basin definitely in a must-win situation to get himself inside that top 4 window, and he has only 3,003 points, while Charlie, who's sitting 4th in points, has 3,031. So yeah, I'm interested to see on how this will all turn out for all these drivers, as we'll go ahead and pull up the ticker and see where everybody stands, as only 20 seconds left in this practice.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, though, Dylan's chances are not over by any means, because we have a big field tonight, which means lots of points on the line, and if he wins, everything could go his way, and he could end up in the final 4. As we see, 36 people currently have taken a lap around the track, and 2 more have not, so 38 people registered total as of now.
All right, we're going to scoot ourselves to the side, play the national anthem, so rise up, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. Welcome here live for the iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series for the Darlington 100, the final race that will be broadcasted here on KMN in the Truck Series. The next broadcast will actually take place on the Max TV, Max TV. Oh,
Max
gosh.
Speed TV.
I just butchered that really hard. Apologies about that, but anyway, that is horrible. I am so sorry. But anyway, yeah, getting ourselves set up for the green flag here just momentarily. Currently under qualifying conditions. We're gonna see on where these drivers stand on the racetrack as of right now.
Connor Brandon jumps to the top. Dylan Basin had it for a little bit. I was going to say, really good sign for Dylan right now. Obviously, we have 3 minutes left in qualifying, so we'll still continue to see lap times getting turned in, and we'll just see who goes to the top of the board by the time this is over.
It'll be really, really huge if that number not 92, but 26 were to be starting up top, because
It's a bonus point, I think.
that's a bonus point. Yeah, that's correct.
Nick Miller on the track. Another guy that really needs to have a good run, and he's not in as bad of a situation as Dylan, but he is way below the cut line, and he needs every point he can get. So if he can get the pole here, that'll be a great boost towards his championship hopes, as a terrible mistake last week, speed in the pits, relegated 29 on the track by the end of the race, and you know he was disappointed with that.
Yeah, Christopher Will here has been successful in a lot of series. He won Xfinity at I think it was Rockingham. He won Xfinity at Rockingham, and he's looking to win here again today. So he's he's hoping to ruin, like, I don't know, Bason's Miller's chances of advancing by winning here. And if he could set up a fast lap, he'll have a good chance.
Now that number 41 was the fastest person on the track. The 1 hour practice session that Darius Dagar put up, I don't know how long ago, but that number 41 is definitely very, very fast. He skids himself into 1 and 2. That lap time actually didn't count, surprisingly. He probably tagged the wall in 3 and 4 or something like that, but the 41 is on the racetrack trying to log his first. Actually, he's sitting in 12th right now.
A full proximity front row. Look at those two up on the top of the board. Connor Brandon, Keaton Jones, both part of proximity racing, and they are showing a good sign right now, up first and second place.
Yeah, two people that have really surprised me in terms of qualifying and race speed are Liam Sheen and Grayson Tretzler. I mean, if you were to tell me that these guys would constantly be running in the top 10 at the beginning of the season, I would not have believed you at all. But I mean, these guys have really been impressive.
Yeah,
and like,
definitely.
I hope that, you know, they could both finish well, top 5, top 10. And there's one of your chasers there, Malachi Drake, hoping to advance on to the next round.
Lots of people not qualifying here today. It looks like it's a half-field split of people who are taking time and people who are not. You see Christopher Wild jump to third on the board there just a minute ago. Here's Aaron Mulrooney on the track, hoping to get his lap turned in before this clock runs out. Patterson to second place.
Patterson, another driver who was fairly fast these past few weeks at O2, nearly caught the win a couple of times, but unfortunately a late race. I mean, not really a late race yellow, but he's been caught up in a couple of wrecks, and Patterson now sitting second, right alongside of the man he, I guess, semi-rivals with, that number 92. It should be fun to see on how this restart will go.
Aaron jumps up to sixth with that lap. And it looks like this is all wrapped up. Connor Brandon is going to be your pole sitter for tonight's race here at Darlington.
All right, we're going to pull up the grid here right in front of your screen. Congratulations to the number 92, Connor Brennan, starting up top. Right alongside of him is Josh Patterson in the O2.
Keaton Jones is going to start third tonight, and starting fourth, Christopher Wilde, on a wave of momentum after his win last week at Rockingham in the Xfinity Series.
And starting in row 3 is going to be the 26 car, trying to make it into the round of 4 of Dylan Basin and Aaron Mulrooney starting in P6.
Row number 4 going to be Caden Atkins in in P7, right alongside him, the 028, who's one of the fastest in practice, Jack DeAndrea, 28th.
Liam Sheen and Grayson Trexler, who we had touched on earlier about surprising drivers that have been able to have great qualifying speed, are going to show it again as they qualify in the top 10, 9th and 10th.
So the order's going to be shown on your screen. Some of these drivers being listed 10th on down, 11th on down, are very important. One of those drivers you see right there, the number 9, and Miller, he just about in a must-win situation unless anybody within that top 4 window would wreck themselves out. So with 74 laps being logged here tonight, not a lot of laps, honestly, compared to an NIS race. I think it's just half of what it is. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see on how this race will turn out.
Miller's only 14 points back, so he is not out of it by any means, but he does need a little bit of help to get in. But I feel like he's going to be one of those drivers that's going to be able to save stuff on a long run and be able to get up towards the front by the end of it. We'll just have to see how all of this turns out tonight. See the rear of the field, Mitch Hobbs just bought this track, and he starts 34th. And you see Klein in 36th. Michael Kenner rounds out the field.
Yeah, 38 cars here today. That's a lot of people. Hopefully there won't be as many cautions. But as the pace car is about to go out here and start the pace laps, who do you guys think is going to win the race today?
I want to hear Dog's pick first.
Dylan Basin. He's going to be on a spirited drive to go up to the front, and I think he's going to win.
I'd say otherwise. I'd say a non-chaser might win it here for tonight. That number 02, Josh Patterson, that's going to be my pick here for tonight.
I was going to pick Connor Brandon. I mean, he won the pole. He's shown that he's very fast here. But I think I'm going to change that to Aaron Mulrooney here. He's starting in P6. He's been a very solid driver all around. And I think he's going to have enough long-run speed. Like when... I think there's going to be a long run at the end of this race. And I think he'll save enough tires to... he'll save enough tires to beat everyone else ahead of him.
Those are all really good picks, and we'll just see which one of them will come out on top here tonight. But as we go down the back straightaway, all these guys are going to be coming to the line. The final truck race here on KMN before everything is switched over to Max Speed TV. Huge for the league, in my opinion, as that transition will be made. But we go off turn number 4. Pace car is going to come on in, and Connor Brandon will go on the iRacing green flag, which should be coming here shortly.
All right, work themselves to the start-finish line. This time by Connor Brandon at 92.
Green.
Your last season's truck champion will lead them to the green, and Patterson is going to cut off one of the proximity machines. I think that was the 770 Keaton Jones. They go side by side into one. Very, very dangerous spot here in lap number 1, but they make it through.
Yeah, you see how quickly they got to single file. You really can't go side by side, especially on cold tires here on this track. These guys are really going to be loose, and they need all the room they can get to be able to make it around cleanly this first couple
Got a
laps.
rat.
Yep, got a rat. Good save, Menchu. That was Menchu who went sideways. Good save there. Also see Zach Corbett a little bit off the pace here on the track. There's one car going way down low. Just trying to avoid any contact there. Connor Brandon will lead lap number 1 as you see cars exiting the pits. Byer, I think, is the 7. You see him entering the track. He's a lap down already.
Yeah, that was actually
going a lap down.
That was actually the number 101, Zach Corbett, the one who got turned in the middle of 3 and 4. Number 101 machine started to fall back off of 4, but they worked themselves to the start-finish line. So many cars on this track and such small real estate to make off of it. I'm pretty sure we're going to get an early caution. You see there right behind, some cars squeezing in and out. Webster with a strong
Cody,
not going to work.
Gets turned.
Oh!
He's around the track. I think caution is gonna come out.
Yes, it will. As you see,
Oh!
Canner's gonna plow in there, and we got more cars getting turned. Glenn Bundren goes around as well. Canner just did not use any brakes there.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate. I think Kenna just saw that Cody. He didn't see that Cody Webster wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room to go avoid the crashes anyways, but I think a little bit more brakes could have been used there. But obviously, tough break for some of these guys early in this race.
Yeah, they worked themselves off treacherous turn number 2. And I'm trying to find Webster's name. There he is. And he just unfortunately went around and shoved himself, made a great move to the high side, and unfortunately the 95, just so little room off of turn number 2 to be double wide. Somebody had to give and nobody gave, unfortunately. The 95 was trying to keep it low. Webster was trying to arc it, get the run off the corner. And unfortunately, they both made contact. You see there, the 52 just piling in, clipping the 98.
Cody Webster has had no luck as of late, and that's another episode of just bad luck for Cody.
Yeah, and also, look, I don't think anyone else had really any major damage. Sure, kind of plowed into the at like maybe 150 miles per hour, but for people like Glenn Bundren, who just went around, I think he's only going to escape this with very minimal left rear damage, or right rear damage, yeah.
You got some of these guys coming in for pit stops. I mean, if you're some of the guys in the back, this really is not going to hurt you at all. You kind of do want fresh tires at this place, and I mean, these guys can afford to lose the track position because they're already kind of way back there to begin with.
Yeah, and also I was gonna mention this during when Webster spun around, but there were a couple cars that started from the pit road that are already lapped, expecting the caution on lap 1, but that just didn't happen. We went green for 4 or 5 laps, so props to all these drivers. 38 cars, and we were able to go green for the opening couple of laps.
There's a lot of give and
Drake,
take.
one of those guys that went a lap down, so he's already in a hole, I think. Especially being inside that cutoff in 3rd place. Malachi Drake really needs to catch a couple breaks to get back in contention here because he has just set himself back by starting out of the pits.
Charlie Byron, the number 7, the one to get the wave around. You see him right there in front of your screen. Unfortunately, he's gonna get an EOL because he got the wave around. But yeah, as you mentioned it, Kiloa, earlier, lots of give and take there in the first 5 laps. But unfortunately, just a bad place at a bad time there with Webster and I think the 95, Jackson Hartman, off of turn number 2. Both of them collided, and that just caused a big wreck.
Yeah, totally unfortunate to see a caution this early, but Connor Brandon just racking up some laps led here as he won the pole and is still leading here on lap number 6.
Now I wonder if the cautions keep coming out and keep going out and out, as some of the drivers definitely may expect here. Will the leaders ever, come in for fuel? I'm not sure what the fuel mileage is in these trucks, but if there's cautions here, will Connor Brandon ever lose the lead? Will there ever be a green flag run? This is just these are questions that are in a lot of these drivers' minds, especially those in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Especially a track like this, where track position means so much. But you mentioned fuel run. These drivers do have to at least pit around lap 30 to 35 on every tank. That's just all on green flag laps, by the way. So currently Connor only about 4-5 lap green flag laps on that number 92. He still has to pit.
Yeah, I think every single one of these drivers needs to make it on at least one more pit stop here from the fuel mileage numbers that we have. Anyways, the pace car lights are off, and we're about to restart here.
Watch Dylan Basin on this restart try to fight hard to keep the preferred groove and get another position because he needs every single one of them. Pace car's in. Connor's already stepping on it.
Ooh, that is a very, very sketchy restart. honestly, on how that all turned out, but you saw there on that restart, that 92 cut the apron of the racetrack. And the more of these restarts happen like that, the earlier that number 92, Connor, goes, they're going to shortcut that apron in turn 4. And they spread out a ton by doing that. So, you see there, just about everybody inside the top 10 is single file already, and we fanned out from this whole front straightaway. See a bit of side-by-side racing right behind, some cars just give and taking very early. But right now, Connor in that 92 might want to take note of that restart.
Yeah, and especially that, like, I don't know, there's a lot of people in the back of the pack that are just, like, way in the 8th inch. But if there's a lot of people doing that, that may even be a cause of caution.
Yeah, obviously these guys have to be mindful of their surroundings, especially in a very close quarters, thin track like this. As you see, the groove is only about 2 lanes wide here. As you see, a car got in the wall right there. Looks like Jackson Martin is kind of struggling to keep it off the wall, but he's able to fend off William Smith for that position. That's 14th and 15th right there. Back up front, Josh Patterson is not letting Connor Brandon get away right now. Josh is showing some real speed right now, and he's been able to hang with the 92, and that's one of the things you're going to need to win this race is you need to be able to stay with the leader and then set up a move. Maybe pressure him into a mistake and...
Whoa!
Right now, oh, no! Keaton, good save.
Yeah, looks like he just got
the base in there.
Yeah, looks like he just got loose off the turn 2. He's going to log back multiple positions.
Oh, man. Looks like all these guys are just going to get by him on the outside. Nick Miller's going to go by there as well. He just gets tight off the corner, hits the wall, and Keaton able to save it down the backstretch.
Yeah, that right front damage is really going to hurt him as the green flag runs. As there's a car that's
come on! Jack DeAndrea and Keaton Jones crashed on the back straightaway. Watch out, guys! Oh, man. Oh, look out. Bianchini just got clipped at the end of that. Kenner gets through that one as well. But as you can see, once the track gets blocked, there's not a lot of places to go. And you see Michael Bianchini piles in late to that one. Even if it was small contact, still a little bit of damage to that 420.
DeAndrea
I don't know
was
what to
just
say
trying
about
to...
that.
DeAndrea, I mean, he tagged the wall right up off of 2, and his car was hooked on the wall. You see it right there, and he just pulled it left.
Yeah, he tried to get off, and unfortunately, I guess he turned a little bit too far to the left, and that's going to get him and Keaton Jones in a wreck. And then Keaton tries to back up, and oh man, Michael Bianchini. You couldn't fit a piece of paper between him and Keaton right there.
Yeah, I think they were both trying to give each other so much room as the leaders are all going to peak here as Connor Brandon leads them down pit road.
Yeah, I think this call needed to be made. They've run a decent amount of laps already, so I feel like their tires may be a little worn out, and it's just time to make their first pit stop of the day.
Pretty sure it's going to be a 4-tire call for most of the field.
I'd expect so. We'll see
So
if anybody
early in the
goes for
race.
2.
It would be dangerous to take 2, especially at a track like this, where keeping yourself keeping yourself at a consistent pace means a lot. By the looks of it, everybody did take on 4 tires that first stop. Some other drivers just taking on a bit of repairs. They currently on pit road.
Yeah, and the top 3 out of that pit stop were Connor Brandon, Josh Patterson, and Dylan Basin, all who were running up. Oh,
no.
There's a car stopped in the middle of
Brandon
222 that-
Warwas.
Yeah, Brandon Warwas. I don't know. I guess he just got loose coming off of pit road.
Yeah, he just put the power down, and it just went around on him. Just came around. Look,
Ooh.
or it might have been an upshift, and he lost grip. I
Right.
mean, there could have been several different ways that could have happened, but it just looks like his car just immediately just jets to the left, which makes me think he just upshift and lost grip there.
Uh-huh. And look we have up front, approximately top 3. I guess Michael Bianchini and Zach Corbett, who were both running inside the teens and 20s. Bianchini, who you saw got clipped on the backstretch by Keaton Jones has decided to stay out, and he's going to be leading this race when we get to the restart here.
This is very interesting. Probably the two veterans of iSCAR. You see there, the 101 actually has a rookie, signal right next to his name. That is obviously incorrect. Zach has been racing this series ever since season 1, as well as Michael. Both these drivers picking up multiple wins the series around the street stock era. But yeah, pretty cool to see these two run up front. Of course, it's been a while since we've seen the 101 on the racetrack. Usually runs I think the number 81. But yeah, Corbett. Not only that, he's joined in with another proximity car, number 92 of Connor Brandon. So maybe just a team effort to put themselves in front. We'll have to see on how this restart will go.
Speaking of street stocks, that's coming back again as a summer series this season. So look for that in a couple months. It's going to be some great action.
Now this is interesting right here. Christopher Will and Nick Miller have both decided to pick from within the top 10, top 11. So I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe to like refuel or to get fresher tires than the people in front of them. But I don't see what positives this move could have.
Yeah, me neither. Honestly, with so many cars out on the racetrack, you have to track position is definitely priority. But I think they're thinking the total contrast of that, rather saving themselves by being on being toward the back and getting out of harm's way. We'll have to see on how the 9 and the 41, two of the fastest people on track, will shuffle. But as they work down the back straightaway, now lining up 2 by 2, 3 proximity cars going to round out the top 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting restart because these two guys are on old tires, especially Michael's end up smoking those tires trying to avoid that crash. We'll just see how that will all unfold on this restart. Here we go. Pace car is going to be in. Let's see when Michael decides to step on it. Looks like they're gone already. Oh. Corbett didn't get a good restart at all.
Green.
Patterson has to move down to avoid Corbett, and Michael's just getting out of the way. So I guess he just wanted a little bit of TV time. As you see, Connor's going to get the preferred edge in the 1, and Patterson will follow suit.
Oh man, Corbett got real tight running that higher side of the racetrack. Look at that side-by-side racing right up off the corner. So close between those guys. That's one of the chasers in that battle there for that. Looks like 6th position. And this is to be the 222, Caden Atkins, and the number 26, Dylan Basin. And work right up off the corner. Everybody survived somehow, but complete a lap under green.
Look at Sheen jacking up the bottom of the 222 there of Atkins. Atkins having a really good run early, but you can see Sheen was just shoving him down that front straightaway.
Now the thing I'm wondering is how long can Zach Corbett...
Oh man. Oh, Metsu gets turned. That's Charlie Byer involved. Chase driver.
That will not be a caution.
No caution. Oh, that's a tough break. He'll have plenty of damage on the front end because of that.
Yeah, Charlie Byer was only 7 points ahead.
There's the yellow.
There's the yellow flag.
Which makes me think there was another incident. Look at these cars smoking. Got one driver that's definitely done for the day, as we have.
Matthew Klein.
Yep. That's an incident that is definitely going to bring out the caution. So we had a second incident on the track. We'll look for the replay.
Whoa, you talk about some drivers, staying out. You see there the 41. Oh my gosh.
Oh, what in the world? He just came up on Peter there, and Klein has nowhere to go as well. DiMaggio does a good job to avoid that. Man, I don't know what Christopher was thinking there. I don't know.
I think that he was trying to avoid the incident on the back.
Yeah, Derek got turned too. Look at Derek on the replay. He gets turned because Corbett gets in the wall. These guys can't slow down.
Yeah, like here, like everyone's checking up. He finds an opportunity to get as many positions as he can, and I guess just got up into Peter.
We need to look again at Corbett hitting the wall there, because that stacked up that entire group that was right behind him. That was completely full of chase drivers. You could see the rear end damage on the 101 car. So we'll take a rewind real quick. Derek Smith is blowing up.
Wow, that is unfortunate.
Atkins throws it in. Corbett just gets put in the wall, it looks like, and then Derek, nowhere to go. He gets hit by Cade, and his engine's blown. Tough break for the 66. But, oh man, that's just horrible.
There was like 5 wrecks at once.
He's only 10 points above the cut line, so this could be a total disaster for the 66. that's most likely going to put him out of the race.
Yeah, there comes Smith, one of the chasers.
Right.
I mean, he's 10 points above the cut line, so I mean, you don't really know what's going to happen. If he's out of the chase because of this, as it looks like his car is still going, but if he's out of the chase because of what happened up right in front of him as the caution already came out, that's just going to be really unfortunate. He didn't have a good qualifying time, but he made his way up throughout the field.
You know what that does, though? That just opens up the door for that number 3 of Michael DiMaggio to maybe take position and be the dark horse because of this. So maybe DiMaggio, I don't know where he's sitting. I think he got involved. No, it was actually...
He avoided all of that.
Yeah, he avoided all of that. There he is, right in front of your screen. DiMaggio, I don't know. If he gets enough points and Derek can't get as much, he might put himself inside that top 4 window. We'll just all have to find out on how this will all go for this 3, but the planets are starting to align for him.
Yeah, the 6 car, or excuse me, the 66 car is only 10 points above, and that gives Michael DiMaggio an opportunity because he's only 6 points out of the cutoff. So this could really be a good break for him, but Michael still has to work his way up through the field. It's not completely in the cards for him yet. He needs to get a little bit more track position and get a good finish. But this crash certainly will help Michael's efforts. Oh,
yeah,
man.
as you see Derek M. Smith, very unfortunate they're taking required repairs. Well, we still have a long ways to go. Way over 50 laps to go here. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen to the other chasers?
Right.
There's Peter Kenny, right, side by side with Connor Brandon. I wonder if he's wave around car or he's currently running in P26. So
I don't think he got the free
around
pass because, of course, he was involved in that wreck. But I don't know. He might just be taking a wave around after this is all said and done. Of course, that was an unfortunate break, getting involved in that crash with Christopher Weil in the 41.
Yeah, Kenny looks to be a wave around.
Yeah.
Okay, stack him up yet again, 2x2.
Kenny will get that wave around, so it looks like he'll get a lap back. And we have some newer players up at the front. You see Caden Atkins 4th, Liam Sheen is up to 5th. Just another week where Liam Sheen has been running super good early in the race. And just different ways of getting screwed, it seems like, for Liam. Of course, Charlotte, we don't even want to talk about that. He got taken out while leading that race. And then Auto Club was just also unfortunate for him with how pit strategy went. So let's see if Liam can catch a break this time. You can see a very nice paint scheme on the 34. We'll see if that paint scheme's any good luck.
All right. Stacking it up yet again. 2x2. Connor Brennan and number 92. That itself is a throwback. He's been running that scheme for ever since he's joined iSCAR. But here we go. The pace car is in. A 92. It's just a matter of where he's going to hit the throttle. Green flag. And there he is. He's cutting the apron.
Green's out. Green
Aaron
flag.
Maroney
Green
gets
flag.
a super good restart on the inside line. He'll have, looks like the position maybe on Josh Patterson, but Patterson is going to drive it hard into one to probably keep this spot here. Sheen's going to gain a spot in 4th place. He'll take it a little bit arc through the corner there. Atkins got the wall. A couple cars going to the inside. Carson Poindexter, of course, in that STM throwback. Take a look at that scheme. In the 1 car. Right there. That brings back a ton of memories. You can see the Kermit on the front end, of course, signaling that he's driving for friends of Kermit, but just great throwback. That's probably my favorite throwback this whole week.
Yeah, I don't see too many throwback schemes, but like the one that Carson has is great. Another one I really like is William Schmitz. He's up there running in
Yellow.
Yellow.
There's a yellow flag out.
Don't know what this one's for, but might have happened toward the back of the field since we didn't really see a lot. But we're gonna find out here in just a moment how the yellow flag came out. Looks like there's a car stopped there on the lower side. Watch to the it's fire!
Oh, come on! Another chase driver with problems here in this race.
Now that's huge because he's sitting 4th in points.
He is on the cut line. This is just not good. He could have gotten completely nailed. Look at him. He's right next to Ryan Kendrick. Does Kendrick get into him? Yes.
Oh.
He puts him in the wall down the back straightaway.
And
oh man, a couple cars could have gotten involved, including Malachi Drake, who makes it through that.
Yeah, I think what happened there was
Oh
that
my
Ryan
goodness.
Kendrick got loose on the apron and just went slightly up into Bayer. Of course, Bayer didn't really leave him much room, but he just got a feel.
that,
I mean,
take a look at it again.
Yeah, you can see the 65 is down on the apron there. Just really unfortunate for Charlie. Man, that could have been a lot worse there if that car would have nailed him. Man, these chase drivers are dropping like flies tonight. We've already got 2 of them that were seriously involved in an accident.
Charlie currently 1 lap down right now. He scoots himself onto pit road, and that's a fair amount of damage for that number 7. But of course, we have to mention out that number 66, Derek M. Smith. He's sitting 30th right now on the track. My goodness, I don't know how many chasers have been involved in a wreck. I guess if you count the 65, both these people were actually 1 lap down. Everybody from 26th on down. I think Garrett Hess. No, looks like not Hess. The 99 and Jackson Menchie is going to get the wave around. Garrett Hess is 1 down. Ryan Kendrick, another person. He's actually a chaser as well. So Kendrick, he's not having a good day as well.
yeah, I think they were probably battling for the lucky dog there, and got together, and which gave Jackson Menchie the lucky dog. I mean, I don't know, but as a lot of cars are actually, as all of the lap down cars are going down the pit road, Bianchini almost hits the pit barriers.
I just looked on the chat. Oh my goodness. I ain't even gonna say it. That's funny.
Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of commotion here for this first 28 laps. Right now, the top 5 feeling good about themselves. Person inside, one of the people inside that top 5, has to be feeling really, really great about where he is. That number 26 is Dylan Basin. He's seeing these chasers have problems. He could go ahead and take advantage of those problems. Maybe push himself forward. We'll have to find out.
I still feel like he has to win to get into the next round of the playoffs because not enough drivers have had issues in the playoffs tonight. Of course, Derek Smith and Charlie Bayer both involved in crashes. Could potentially fall out, but Dylan Basin needs a ton of points. Came in 26 points below the cut line. Obviously, the incident for Charlie's going to help him with that, but I just still feel like he's going to need to win tonight, and he's certainly got the drive to do it. You see the 1 to go has been taken, so we're going to double up the field. Well, Aaron Mulrooney just been quietly up there in 3rd place.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that the race before this, the first round of this, sorry, not the first round, the first race of this current round of the playoffs, the second to final one, was at Auto Club when Glenn Bungeon won based off of fuel strategy. And the 2 drivers who did really well there were Ryan Kendrick and Derek M. Smith. So if they finish like maybe in the 20s, then they would still move on. But now that both of them are lapped, who knows where it's gonna go. Maybe the only driver that's considered to be safe is the guy 3rd in the standings, Malachi Drake.
Right.
The good thing about Ryan Kendrick is, though, he did come in with the points lead. So he's more safe than anybody. As we see, the green flag is back out. Connor's already on the throttle. And Aaron Mulrooney gets another pretty decent restart, but Josh Patterson is fighting hard on that high side to keep that spot.
You saw right there on the restart, Josh was trying to pinch down that number 2. I think Josh was expecting that number 2, Mulrooney, to maybe use that apron of the racetrack, but he did not. And that just allowed Connor just to pull away by, I think, looks like 5 car lengths. He's now sneaking up to the backside more. You see right there, more aggressive moves all the way to the inside. That's the number 79 of William Schmidt. He's trying to make something on that low side. Slides right in front of that one who's in the wall.
Carson's in the wall there. How about Joe Berge up in the top 10 now?
Oh, man.
All these
Yep.
guys having a fan out. Take a look at Nick Miller trying to get around all this. Looks like he'll get by
boy.
safely as you see Carson continues to fall back here in the field.
Yep, lots of aggressive racing for just inside the top 10. You know, these guys are doing anything to get more track position.
Especially at a track like this where you don't have a lot of room to make moves, make passes. This is all important for these chase drivers to get as much track position as possible.
Oh, wow, that was close. I think that was the 54, Grayson Strexler. He tried to slide himself. No, look, it looks like it wasn't. It was actually the 89 of Mitch Hobbs. He slid right in front, behind that number 1 just by a smidge. You look right behind, they're side by side right behind. Yet again, some people tagging the apron off of 2. Causing big jam-ups. That was the 28 of Ryan Kwan, now being attacked by Michael Bianchini. And it looks like the 99 is Jackson Menchu, who just recently got the wave around. Man. There's was a lot of give and take here for these first 30 laps, but right now, some people starting to move up forward, and they're saying it's go time now.
Yeah, Josh Patterson is not letting Connor get away. Of course, Connor gets a big jump on the restarts, but every time it looks like Josh Patterson has been able to reel him in. So if we're thinking long run speed, maybe Josh Patterson has that. We'll just have to see if this green flag run will go a lot longer, if we'll get another caution quickly here. We would sure love to see a green flag run, though.
Definitely. Sort of getting one as they work themselves down the backstretch as it is. Yeah, now we're starting to get into a pace and a rhythm. And how about some of these drivers sitting inside this top 10? How about Joe Birdie and that number 83? A lot of people talk about him. You see the scramble right behind. Number 9 and Miller scooted himself through as the 52. Kenner's in the wall. Oh boy. Look at that crossover by the 52.
Aggressive move down there, but it's not going to work, and he gets the apron, so he's going to have to slow down a little bit. How about Mitch Hobbs up here? He just got this track, and now he's fighting for a top 10 here. Just an outstanding effort for this 89 car.
Yeah, another person who just recently got the track is that number 83, Joe Berge. We was, of course, talking about him earlier, running inside that top 10 window. Berge, he too just recently bought the track, and both of those people, Mitch and Joe, are making the best off their talents as of right now, as you see the 41 get lapped.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Chris to get a little damage that early, but I mean, with attrition, he could get a solid finish tonight. Obviously, long way to go, so we could still see several things happen that could cause more drivers to fall out of the race.
Yeah, 24 cars here still in the lead lap. It's still a long race to go, as I've been saying, but I mean, we're almost halfway through this race. I mean, we are halfway through this race once these drivers cross the line. As, yeah. Ooh, Patterson almost had fallen off a little bit.
He was a lot closer to the back end of the 92 than he was a couple laps ago, so looks like he's fallen off just a little bit, but Aaron Maroney is not letting either of these guys get away. Currently running third and just running solid lap times each lap.
Aaron was one of the fastest in that practice session. He's now sitting in third place, but in front of him, see right here, Aaron's starting to lift a bit. Through 1 and 2. Seems as though this is a tighter setup. You see a bit of wiggle right behind there by the, it looks like the 26 of Dylan Basin. He had a bit of an issue, but he gets it straight. Look how close they are to the wall right up off the corner. That just tells you, you need to be as precise as you can to keep yourself inside that, to keep yourself competitive as they work through the corner. All these drivers, especially in 3 and 4, they have to be right against that safety barrier to be in tow of your leader, Connor Brandon. See right there, look how close he is right next to the wall. If I can get a good camera angle on how close these people are running against us. Here you go, the number 2, Mulrooney, is going to look to the low side. Patterson, who gives, who takes. Looks like none of them will, and they go side by side through 1 and 2.
Yeah, the last person I would expect to give way is Josh Patterson. As we've seen, he is one of the most aggressive drivers in the league. Link back to Chicagoland in the Cup Series, how aggressive he was racing. Charlotte and trucks as well. And looks like he is going to get beat off the corner to the gas. And he will fall back to third place. As you see, more cars coming in for the attack here. Liam Sheen will go to the inside. Dylan Basin and William Schmidt are going to follow suit, it looks like. But Dylan, oh, he's blinking there. So he needs to really watch his surroundings. Patterson gets the wall, just trying to give Liam some room. He'll drop back even more positions down the back straightaway.
Yeah, as the green flag run goes on, don't be surprised to see a lot of these drivers getting their a couple of Darlington stripes, because this is a track known for drivers hitting the wall off the corner, getting a bit tight.
Yep, we've seen several Darlington stripes happen today, of course. Unfortunately to some playoff drivers too, but still a long way to go. We could see more mistakes coming from some of these guys, but as of right now, Derek Smith has to be in a huge... And... what did I say?
Dylan Basin getting...
William Smith's going to go by. William is now up to, it looks like, the fourth position.
Yeah,
and
William
Patterson's
Smith.
going to be going to the inside soon here on Dylan. But I'd expect Dylan to try and fend Josh off here. Former teammates here on the track battling for fifth.
Yeah, William Schmidt. I think he was one of those people who didn't qualify, and he's already up to P.
Oh, wait.
Actually, P3.
Where'd Aaron go?
Where did Aaron go?
Oh.
There he is. He's 7th.
What in the world?
What happened to him?
He was just in second place. Just realized, oh man, he's going to the inside of the track.
He's coming in.
Yeah, I think these guys are around their window for pit stops as well. We had just missed that, but of course, these guys are coming in for
That
pit
was
stops.
close. And
Sheen had to lock those up to get in, yes.
he just about hit the barrels, and this is a track in which pitting is so treacherous. You see how wide that apron is. That's a solid, I'd say 120 feet. Connor's gonna enter it early. That is a bad way to enter pit road, and he's straddling that inside wall, trying to work himself on in. Nearly tagged the barrels, but the caution flag is out.
Oh, come on. Right in the middle of pit stops, Josh Patterson will be able to stay on the track. We've got cars that are probably going to be trapped a lap down here.
Right, and one of those people might be Mulrooney, as well as the number 34, Liam Sheen. Where's the leader?
Oh,
the 9 of Nick Miller. There he is.
Wow. Good break for Nick Miller right there. That is exactly what he needed.
Also, Ryan Kwan up to P2.
Carson Poindexter as well in third. Man, I don't know who just brought out the caution. Maybe Cade McKee there in the 27, but that just changes a lot of things. See guys like Dylan Basin enter pit road as well. See Darius.
Though, the cause of the caution was about the number 54 Drexler, but I am not sure where he is. There he is. Actually, I don't know what the cause of the caution was. Caution thrown? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, we don't want to pull a Klein here. And I'm not sure what brought out this caution flag.
It doesn't seem like anyone hit the pit barrel.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
DiMaggio!
Michael! Oh,
DiMaggio.
no! Another chase driver. He gets run into by Kendrick. Man, it's the second incident that Ryan Kendrick's been involved in this race with playoff drivers. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Kendrick just...
No, DiMaggio tagged the wall.
They just converged, it looked like there. You see, y'all, Kendrick really had to go to the inside there, but DiMaggio did, looks like, converge into converge into both of them. So, man, that's just such a weird-looking incident there. You see, does Michael get the wall right here?
Yeah.
He does. He comes down, so they just converged into each other, it looks like. So
yeah,
that's just totally unfortunate, and another chase driver had to slow down for that. Charlie Beyer nearly got involved in another one.
Just an amazing avoidance by Charlie Beyer. He's been involved in an incident already with Ryan Kendrick, and just like what he did, you know, hard on the brakes just to avoid that incident. That just amazes me.
Looks like I miscalculated there on that pit window. These drivers are pitting way earlier than expected. Looks like it's now come down to, 17 to 20 laps. But might be a bit more. I don't know if those people wanted to split that run in half, because they could just make it on one stop from this point forward. Not really sure if some people elected with strategy, but one of those people who stayed out, is now now sitting in second. How about that for the number 2 of Nick Miller?
Number 2.
Two.
Come on now.
Stupid. I'm sorry about that. But the 9 of Miller.
Connor ends up, looks like, with the lead out of all of this.
As Liam Sheen, Aaron Maroney, and is that Keaton Jones that's about to get the waiver?
Nope, that looks like Michael Bianchini. Keaton Jones already out of the race from that early incident with Jack D'Andrea. Of course, both of them on procs, so easy to confuse those two, but that's Michael Bianchini that's going to try and get a waiver on here. On
Oh, no, that's Zach Clevitt.
Oh, it's not? Oh. So, too many proximity cars in this race.
Yeah. They're all just running some teams. But Zach Clevitt, you saw, he started in second. And, you know, actually held his ground there in fourth until he ran over the wall under caution. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what Zach's going to do in the future if he decides to race next season. I think he's going to make some really good runs here.
1 lap to go. And, of course, with that... with the way that caution came out, it seems as though... Oh, yeah, you see there the 2, Mulrooney.
Oh.
One of your contenders, of course, was running up there in the top 5 before he might have tagged the wall, dropped back to 7th, and now, of course, he's now taking the wave around. He's now sitting in 21st.
That caution could have not come more timely for Connor because as soon as he had entered the pits, the caution came out.
Right.
And this just reminds me of Casey Kane at Indy in 2017. The caution comes out right as he enters pit road. He's able to get service and to keep the track position as well. So this could have not gone better for Connor, and looks like he might be continuing to dominate this race, maybe to the end.
Yeah, something of note here is that Michael DiMaggio's in 11th here after being caught in that corner. Yeah.
That's because there were a ton of cars that had to take the way around and get trapped lap down. As you see, Connor is on the lap hill. Green flag is back out here.
Green, green, green.
We take lap number 50.
Head themselves into turn number 1. Top 7 single it out, but meanwhile for 8th place, side-by-side action with the
Michael's
54.
off the
Drexler, he slides himself to the apron, trying to undercut it against that 52. And Michael Kenner is trying to get a nice run right up off the corner. Kenner got a bit sideways off. Menchu will want to take evasive action, wants to back out of it. Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Who's going to get the better of it? I think the 52 with that higher side. He's going to shoot forward, and indeed he does so. And you see right there, oh, Nick Miller's to the wall!
Oh, man. A lot of guys had to scramble way down to get out of harm's way there. You see Joe was way down there, but he's able to get back here on the track. Kenner will go to the outside of him. Watch out, guys.
So close.
Yes,
There's the wall again. Oh, there it
It'll
goes.
get run over by Liam Sheen. Hard.
Into the wall. That won't be a caution, though, because he's on the apron.
I think Sheen blew it up, too, because that... See a car blowing up? That is Liam Sheen. Oh, man.
Yeah, Liam Sheen has been running great all day, and
Talk about bad luck.
He was only back there in the first place because he pitted a lap too early.
And the man who started in second on the restart has now dropped all the way to 19th place.
Yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag.
Indy yellow flag is out.
Basin?
Oh, was that Basin?
Oh, no. It was. And
Wow.
he hit the inside wall. You want to talk about playoff troubles? Another one, and he gets, it looks like he gets turned, maybe, but is that Aaron?
Yeah, Maroney.
Wow. That is unlike Aaron Maroney.
And that's a good break for the 9. He has some time to get damage, and you see there, it looks like Maroney, unfortunately for him, yeah, just tagged the rear end, slid himself up. See it again. Of course, you're frustrated as a driver with all the luck you've had this race. Unfortunately,
they just run out of room.
Just got the, yeah, just ran out of room there. Trying to use up as much as he can. And I'm very surprised to see some of these drivers hit pit road. Not a lot of them going to stay out on the racetrack. Looks like only 3 people. One of them, actually, the number 98, Glenn Bundren, going to take the lead here. But everybody's hitting pit road. So we're going to focus in on how these drivers are going to shuffle through.
Yeah, Glenn Bundren won the race. I mean, he won the race at Auto Club last week. I wonder if he's gonna like try and play another fuel strategy game here.
Another thing to note, right on that green flag, DiMaggio had to pull off and get out of the way. It looks like his car was way off of the pace. And I don't know if he's going to be getting any repairs here under this caution, but it seems like a timely caution for Michael DiMaggio here.
Oh, man.
Main focus right now is where will Derek M. Smith and Charlie Byer end up at the end of the day on points, because both of them have had several troubles today, and this could be their end to their championship runs. We'll just have to see how everything shakes out. We have right now 21 laps to go on the track. We're under caution, and just so much could happen in these next 21 laps that could just throw another wrench into this championship.
Well, Garrett Hess in the number 86 got the wave around, and one of these people who are trapped one lap down is that number 65, Ryan Kendrick. Of course, he's been involved in just about everybody's mess. That's 65 at Kendrick. He being one down, of course, coming in here as your points leader, winning. Did he win last race? I'm not sure, but he finished solidly last race. Oh, yeah, that's right. Kendrick finished up in the top 5.
He got 5th after a great pit call because he was really struggling earlier in the race, and I remember he took no tires. Actually ended up gaining tons of spots, ended up 5th, so with the troubles he's had tonight, that run could save his season.
So it looks like your top 3 of Brandon Wallace, Glenn Bundren, and Grayson Tretzler are all going to stay out here under this caution. They only went like maybe 3 laps on the green, and these guys probably pit on the caution, so they probably found no reason to pit.
Yeah, just fairly surprised. Some of these drivers, honestly, with only just 8-7 laps logged on tires, of course, this run new tire model, I'm surprised to see some of these drivers not elect to stay out, but of course, Glenn and Grayson, they're not in the points hunt for the championship. They have nothing to lose. It'd be interesting on how this all goes.
Yeah, this race is winding down. There's 20 laps to go. You should expect to see a lot of aggressiveness as in the next restarted too. Especially, I mean, with how badly some of these races have been, other people might, seek the opportunity to take advantage of that.
Got the one to go, so we'll double them up. Glenn Bundren looks like he will lead us to the green flag, and for these two, I don't know if it's just TV time or do they want to try and lead some laps, maybe catch some cautions, let them keep that track position, and maybe pull a Regan Smith 2011, and obviously lots of time to go, so these guys are really going to have to defend hard, especially on these restarts, but their best bet is if they're committed to just staying out, they should just hope for caution flags off every restart, and they'll be able to keep that track position. But I don't know, not enough people are on that strategy for it to really make a difference, because these guys on fresh tires like Josh Patterson, Connor Brandon, William Schmidt, these guys are going to be really coming at them quickly and hard. So here we go. iSCAR is going to be in. Glenn Bundren is on the loud pedal. You see Trexler comes right down on Connor Brandon.
That might be a black flag. Not sure. Connor, we'll see on where he crosses the start-finish line, but of course Connor, he can't pass. He can't pass before that start-finish line, and Connor trying to undercut that 54, put himself there. Oh my goodness, that's so close as Trexler moves to the low side. He's probably going to get swamped by all these drivers. Trexler giving no room to all these people with new tires and such, but that's going to lose Connor a lot of time on that start. As you see, one car in the wall, that's Ryan Kwan. Everybody takes a base of maneuvers to the inside, but yeah, that was a very sketchy restart for that number 92, but now he's in semi-clean air. Now catching the backside of this number 98. And here he comes. He's going to not probably get the run down the back straightaway, where you're going to make the move in 3. Bottom's line not preferred, but he's going to go for it anyway. Here we go to the low side. Can the 92 stick it? Will the 98 be defensive and get the run off the corner? Oh my goodness, I do not know if he hit the wall, but you see right there, so close. And here comes the 02, Patterson sneaking up into the mix.
Yeah, that cost Connor a little bit, as you can see. Josh has gotten right up to the rear bumper. We got 3 cars right under a blanket here. And I think these fresh tires are going to prevail after a couple of laps. But Glenn just doing a really good job of defending here. You can see him just trying to take Connor's line away each lap. And you see Connor's going to dive into turn number 3.
Oh,
Glenn gets the wall. That's going to be it for that. Oh, man. Patterson really had to back up. Look at the aggressive move by Carson to get underneath. We're 3 wide down the front freeway. Looks like Glenn is just going to had to give way here to these guys that are on fresher tires. You see William Smith also going to gain up to 4th position. You see more cars are just running into each other. You can see Aaron just boot that guy out of the way. I think that's Mitch Hobbs. We're still making contact. There's a car blinking back there, Dylan Basin. Oh, he made contact with Kenner, actually put him in the wall back there. Just an absolute ton of action going on here. As you can see, Connor really got the advantage off of that. He's out to about a half-second lead.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Patterson got a lot of front end damage when Glenn Bungeon hit the wall there, which means I don't think he can catch up to Connor Brandon, especially with that couple front end. So does that mean new opportunities for Carson Poindexter and William Schmidt, who took advantage of Bungeon and Chatzler with the low tires?
We'll have to see, but no, the O2 hit that 98 pretty square. It's not like he had a right side damage that will probably knock off his toe or something like that, but a bit of damage might affect your car either way. We'll have to see on how this O2 performs, and of course that 92 with clean air. I don't know. We'll just have to see once this long run kicks in. So with older tires, you'll start to see more colors start to be shown.
And there also could be fuel concerns. Did the people who pick under caution, do they have enough fuel to go on and finish the race? I mean, of course, I mean, Glenn Bungeon and, like, the other guys who stayed out, Bungeon and Tretzler, they have to pick once more, but do the other guys, like, in front of them, Brandon, Patterson, Poindexter, Smith, do they have enough fuel to make it onto the end?
Yeah, I think anybody that came in for that pit stop on that last caution should be easily good to the end, I feel like. As you can see, down the front straightaway, we're taking, looks like 11 to go. And Aaron's going to go to the inside here of Hartman for a spot. Caden Atkins will try to follow through, as well as the 89 of Mitch Hobbs.
Yeah, Justin Hartman, who was involved with the first caution with Cody Webster, he's just losing a lot of positions. I don't know if he's like letting people by or if he hit the wall previously, but I guess he was just trying to take it easy. As we see Connor Brennan cross the start finish line, which marks the start of 10 to go.
Alright, so with 10 laps to go, all these drivers inside this top 10 area have logged in a decent amount of laps. If a caution were to come out right now, would you hit pit road or would you take track position? Now to answer my own question, I'd stay out.
Yeah, if I'm Connor, I'm staying out. But if I'm somebody maybe 5th place or back, you could maybe afford to take that gamble. It just depends on who stays out and who doesn't. But it looks like these guys are getting a little more spread out, so we may not see a caution to get to the end of this thing. It looks like we may get a green flag run to the end, which this race really needs a green flag run to the end. You see Miller's just going to get out of the way in the 9. Tough race for that 9. It looks like his chase may be over here in this 9.
Yeah, I mean,
yellow! Oh, boy.
2 Prox cars have basically parked it on the front stretch. Obviously, that could have been just an incident, but holy crap. We're going to have a late race restart.
Whoa.
Oh, man. Michael. Oh, no, Michael Bianchini. Don't tell me you just did this. Oh, well, actually, they did door each other, though. Looks like they just ran each other out of room.
These two are close friends. Yeah. I mean,
they come right down. Look, Corbett comes down. Michael is kind of out of control at that point because he gets hit. And then both of those guys just slide out of control to the inside wall. That was definitely not on purpose, I don't think. That was just close racing gone wrong.
It's open. Patterson comes down.
Nobody else does. Oh, man.
I mean, I guess we had a few more.
Actually, more cars will come in now. You see Ryan Kwan and other drivers, Jackson Hartman, and a few more actually make the later decision to come down pit road.
I think for Josh Patterson, the decision to pick was a must. He lost positions and a lot of track time to Carson Poindexter and William Schmidt. And if you stay out from the 4th position, I just think that's going to hold up everyone else behind you, and you may just get turned to get even more damage.
Right. I am going to put the screen on hold for just a moment because I do have a bit of camera issues into turn number 1. I'll try to fix that ASAP, but yeah, you mentioned it. Not what you said, but you know, you mentioned it, yeah. my short-term memory loss just kicked in. I'm sorry. Oh gosh. I'm amazing.
Yeah, as we go through the top 10 here, we have new faces in the top 10. Mitch Hobbs, who actually has been running up there in the top 15 all day. He just hasn't been able to crack up to the top 10. We did talk about him running the throwback Kellogg's Cornflakes car. I don't know who that's a throwback to. I'm guessing it's Terry Labonte, but... and then we also have Dylan Basin making a return to the top 10, it looks like. I mean, he's a chaser. He's still in a must-win situation. Will he get the win? I don't know. I'm his teammate. I hope he does, but you know, we just have to see. I mean, this will be a 4-to-go restart, it looks like, so.
Too far back, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still, that's 10 positions in front of him. Those are 10 possible spots he could put forward and apply it for that final 4 position. Here's your points right now in front of your screen. We'll go through all the drivers. Ryan Kendrick has been 1 lap down just about this whole entire race. He's running 21st. Derek M. Smith, of course, the big DNF from him, 66, 30th. Malachi Drake, the number 90, he's 16th. Charlie Byer.
He should be safely in.
And Charlie Byer, not a great run from him. He is starting in 23rd, and he's 1 lap down as well. Nick Miller, obviously a big hit right there. He got the wave around that last caution. He's sitting in 18th. Dylan Basin is probably the only person inside who probably I mean, Basin,
He's still too far back.
Yeah, even though he's too far back, his car looks the best out of those 7.
I mean, he got turned in the inside wall by Aaron earlier. I can't believe some of these guys are still up there with how hard some of them have hit in this race, but we're taking the 1 to go here. A huge restart for some of these guys. Connor Brandon, of course, wants to close this out with a win. Carson Poindexter, William Schmidt would sure like a shot at him. How about Drayson Truxler and Glenn Bundren? Both able to stay in the top 5 despite that call. They're doing pretty good, and I think they have a good shot to get a very good finish here tonight.
Everybody from, looks like 13th on back will be restarting on newer tires. Everybody in front looks like at least 10 to 15 lap older tires. So the first person who's gonna be on fresh Goodyears is that number 86, a Garrett Hess. O2 at Patterson's also alongside of him. DeMaggio, he recently came onto pit road as well, so maybe DeMaggio could pick up positions. We're all just gonna have to find out how this restart goes, because if it's time to go, it's time to go now, and the green flag's gonna drop. Connor goes to the apron.
Carson for a little bit there, man. Wow, pretty decent restart for somebody who's been second. We haven't really seen second place get a good restart all day, but we did see it there by Carson. Good run into turn number 1. He'll be right on the back bumper of the 92 as he goes through turns number 1 and 2. You can see Connor trying to angle it on exit of the corner. Carson not letting him go here down the backstretch.
Oh, there's cars littered everywhere. Hess all the way to the inside wall trying to take evasive maneuvers, but here comes Poindexter. Can he place spoiler for the 92? 1 car's in the wall in the background. I think it's Mulrooney. Oh gosh, that's around where Mitch Hobbs is as well as they work themselves to the front straightaway. 3 wide action around where Quan is. They single out though. 3 laps to go for Connor. Can he hold off the 1?
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more of a gap built up on that number 1. Of course, Connor being one of the fastest guys here today. Coming in second, it's huge for Carson, but we got a car in the wall. That was a hard hit for it looks like that may have been.
Oh my gosh!
It was Glenn Bundren who got in the wall. That's a tough break for somebody.
There they go!
Yeah, top 5. We got a huge wreck now.
Patterson
gets turned. A hard hit for Darius Reza Dadgar. The track is blocked. And as Joseph Lombard was saying,
that's Basin!
Flips! Oh, that's not good. We got a car blowing up right there. One of the Prox cars is completely destroyed.
That was
that's a huge crash. I cannot believe that just happened. That's about half the field. But for some of these guys that are a lap down, huge opportunity for them to gain some spots.
Yeah, they were all jumbled up there fighting
5 wide.
Hartman just...
What the hell? And just not enough room.
Tons out of room. Of course, Patterson coming on those new tires. Oh man!
Everybody piled
Darius
up.
Reza Dadgar. Basin gets flipped over by one of the Prox cars. He just completely tumbles. What a huge crash for him.
unfortunately, that's going to end his chase hopes.
Yep.
Yeah. It's rare to see a flip at Darlington. It's very rare to see a flip at Darlington, but when it happens, it's always spectacular.
Right. And for Ryan Kwan in that number 28, even though he was caught up, that looks like Kwan's going to hit pit road, unfortunately. He was the person on the freshest tires. DiMaggio, he stayed himself out of trouble. He's going to be starting on the freshest tires inside this top 10, most likely, unless some of these people in front of him want to pit. But yeah, DiMaggio, he sitting in P5 in points. This is a dude who we're going to be watching for. I think DiMaggio is going to make it into the chase. He's going to most likely be starting, looks like 12th. And everybody in front of him has at least 20 lap old tires. And DiMaggio, let me pull up the graphic here, 8 laps since he's pit.
Which is basically only like 2 green flag laps, as you see Peter Kenny, who's had earlier struggles throughout the earlier in the day, finally getting able to get his lap back.
Man, I didn't expect it to be this hectic, but of course, so many storylines coming in here for tonight. Of course, the cutoff for the final 4. 7 names, all with the chance. I think at $15 coming at Homestead. But man, oh boy. How will this all play out? To all these people, we're just gonna have to find out.
One person I'm surprised who was still up there, actually. Grayson Tretzler utilized the high side on the restart, got himself up to P3, passing, I believe, William Schmidt, and Joe Bergy up in the top 5. He's had a really good race thus far.
Miller's saying... Miller is having a plea with me. DiMaggio is saying... No, Miller is saying Derek... I think Derek got eliminated because of that DNF, but I'm not sure. There's so many chasers with all sorts of problems. The highest running chaser right now is DiMaggio. Oh, actually, Michael, not Michael, what am I saying? The number 90, Malachi Drake. He's also up here in the mix, and he pitted fairly recently. Looks like 5 laps ago.
He's the only car that I've seen that hasn't been seriously involved in an accident today that's been a playoff driver.
Yeah, Malachi.
And for him, he's been above the cut line basically all season pretty much. And for him, it looks like it'll be a championship run, possibly in the cards here. Good job for Malachi to keep that truck out of trouble, and looks like he'll be one of our championship 4. But of course, a lot more stuff could happen.
Right, I mean...
He could get completely thrown out over the track, maybe.
Yeah.
Have the DNF. So many things could happen here as we take the 1 to go. We're in a green-white checkered mode. Looks like our first attempt here. And for Carson, can he get as good of a restart as he did last time? Can he get to the bumper of Connor, maybe move him out of the way? Keaton actually is back on the track. That will drop Derek another spot. You see he went from 30th to 31st, so Keaton Jones getting back on the track just takes a spot away from Derek. So that's another point that Derek's just lost.
That's right.
Even at the end of the race, every point matters.
Right.
Even if you're 53 laps down, DNF'd in the garage. Every point. And as you can see, these guys are 2 by 2 by 2. We're going to bring them to the start-finish line. The pace car is going to dive into the pit lane. Let's see if Carson can nail the restart.
All right.
Compete with Connor Brandon here.
Oh, they're jamming
Big
up.
stack up. Oh no! Bergie might get a black flag if he doesn't, give way there. Man, a lot of cars got stacked up on that restart.
Maggio's one of them as well.
Try and go to the inside and 1.
Yeah, whoa, Schmidt's in the wall. There they go.
Get her in. Watch out, guys. Malachi Drake is going to get through that crash, but he gets rear-ended by Quan, but that's not going to matter. They all get through it.
And we are somehow still green on the racetrack as Connor Brandon has a 5-car lead.
I cannot believe the caution wasn't called for that one. But as they work themselves into the start-finish line. A white flag for Connor Brandon, the most dominant car of the day. Will take the white.
And for Connor Brandon, lots of bad luck in the playoffs. Of course, got eliminated back in the round of 13 and has been having a lot of good runs since then. But as he goes into turn number 3 for the final time, the luck will finally turn his way. Coming off turn number 4, the 92 of Connor Brandon will come to the checkered flag and collect a win. He has been on a hot streak, and he will win tonight here at Darlington.
That's huge for that 92, of course. Last season's champion, and we're seeing these cars start across the start-finish line. Michael DiMaggio will survive in 10th.
Wow.
Malachi Drake will somehow be in 7th. Malachi is secure in. And now we're all just gonna have to find out on who made it in and who missed it.
This is going to be a hectic points situation right here. Derek Smith, I feel like, is going to be one of those guys that gets eliminated just because he got drop-kicked so many positions. Of course, will end up 31st tonight. Oh, man. Just terrible break for Derek. I can't believe that happened to him. But great runs for Carson Poindexter in the 1. Will end up 2nd place here tonight. Awesome for him. Grayson Trexler with that pit call will end up 3rd. How about Joe Berge in 4th place?
Holy
Mitch
crap.
Hobbs in the 5th spot. Some great runs for these guys that, of course, 2 of them had just bought the track, I think, today. So just absolutely great stories here in this top 5. And, of course, the big story, though, Connor Brandon wins. And who will be the 4 that get into this championship battle for this chase?
We're going to be back after this. iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series, Darlington 100. Going to interview the top 5 here in just a moment.
coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Aloma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett low. 4 wide at the stripe. For Audie's win here on this outside line. Neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out?
Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron, drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
Welcome back here live after the hectic Darlington 74 lap event. Darlington 100. We're going to go ahead and drag in our interview into the booth, but man, what in the heck? What'd you think of tonight's race, guys?
Absolutely insane. That's about the craziest chase race I have ever seen in any league. Just with how many different things happened to all of the different chase drivers, it was just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and there was just great racing all around. We saw green flag pit stops. We saw quite a few wall scrapes. It was just everything you could ask for in Darlington, in the Darlington race.
Yep, we're going to drag in Connor Brandon now, our winner. Connor Brandon, you got a copy?
Yes, I have one.
Man, what a freaking dominating performance from you tonight. You led a ton of laps, and you're going to finish out in the first position. Of course, what did you think when that caution came out right in the middle of you making your green flag pit stop?
Oh, I was real scared, dude. I mean, right when I came into pit road, the yellow flag came out, and I thought I was either gonna be stuck behind a lot of cars, or just I got really lucky, and I ended up getting really lucky because the only 2 people that pitted before me, they got trapped behind pace cars, so they were a lap down. So I came in during the right time, I guess. I got real lucky there. That would have really ruined my run if I didn't pit at the right time there.
Yeah, I was really fearing that you might have gotten a, entering the pits too late, or where all the pits are closed. I was fearing you might have gotten that, but of course, you end up catching a break, and you're going to finish first here tonight. Just talk about how the car handled out there on the track.
Oh, it was good, man. I mean, that track's pretty fun. Josh was really quick, too. He was going to definitely put up a challenge. But I don't know. It was just, I was able to have a good race today and finally get a win in the Truck Series this season.
Yep, you got any sponsors to thank for your run?
Proximity Racing and Steven Merslack for painting that truck.
Yep, one of the best looking trucks out there. All right, good luck in the Cup Series chase race tomorrow.
Thank you.
That was Connor Brandon who ends up winning tonight's race.
Go ahead.
Carson's not here.
Carson's not here, so we're going to interview the guy in third, who is Grayson Chetzler. Grayson Chetzler, do you have a copy?
I gotcha.
Alright, so you saw the leaders pitting there. What did you think as you were staying out? Why did you stay out, and what was your thought process through that?
I just kind of thought, I'm not fast enough to do it on my own, so let's see what I can do on old tires, and it worked.
Yeah, I was getting concerned for you. Were you concerned on the restart when you dropped back multiple positions?
I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but I mean, I thought I was just going to fall back through the field, but I mean, I never did. I mean, the last lap I pitted on was 47, and we ran all the way to lap 79, so I almost did the whole race on half the race on one set of tires.
Alright, and you actually reopened up Chetco Simsport less than a week ago. Do you have hopes for its futures and stuff like that?
I mean, it looks like we have a shot to win before the season's over, so we're doing everything that we want to do. With me and Hartman and Cole Woody, but you know he can't race here. And yeah, I mean we're doing everything we want to. We got James Jugman on the team too. He made this paint scheme that I'm running tonight, actually.
Alright, and final question, since we're sort of short on time, do you have any sponsors to thank?
I just want to thank this beautiful Buffalo Bills paint scheme you see on the truck.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Alright, thank you.
Alright.
That was Racing Truxler, who ends up a really good third place finish. He just had a great run here tonight, and of course that pit call really helped him out.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and drag in our 4th place finisher here for tonight. We're going to drag in number 83, Joe Berge. And Berge, my goodness, dude, you started in 31st, and you ran there in the top 10 most of the day. Obviously, you just recently bought the track. A huge win, I mean, huge run by you here for tonight, finishing 4th here tonight.
I wish you could have said it was a good win, and it actually was a win, but honestly, this is a win for me. P4, best finish that I think. Sorry, I'm still recovering from it. I honestly had I didn't think I was going to do good at all in this race. We were running horrible in practice, and qualifying, we didn't even get a time in. Somehow only hit the wall maybe once or twice during that race, and it was just honestly a great race for us. Unfortunately, not a good race for people like Liam Sheen, Nick Miller. I feel bad for those two. I feel bad for everybody that I wrecked at the end there, but man, just what a race for me.
Yeah, definitely. You started yourself all the way in 31st. How'd you get the track position to put yourself up there inside that top 10 window there for those final laps?
Well, what I was doing, I didn't think I knew how to run the track, and I just wanted to hold back. And over time, I was learning how to run the track. Started getting used to turns 1 and 2. Let off in 3 and 4 really early, and was able to just keep up with some of the front runners up there. I got stuck behind a couple of people, but managed to get by them and ended up in P4. So I don't think I can be more happy with myself and all the people, like 5 people that are supporting me. But yeah, just I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, man, definitely a huge emotion from you. Before we let you go, any sponsors want to thank here for tonight?
You know, I've got to thank Red Bull for still sticking with me throughout all this. All these people, some people I want to mention. For once, another thing, good congratulations to Mitch for a P5. Man, just I got to thank really everybody about this. I'm really sorry to everyone that wrecked out. I feel sorry for the people that didn't make the chase, but this is not going to be the only time we get a top 5 here. We're going to keep expanding on that. Top 5, 5th, 4th, 3rd, eventually that win.
All right, man. 10-4, Joe Berge is going to round himself out in 4th after starting 31st. Go ahead and see you in the next race, man.
You too.
All right, we're going to drag in Mitch Hobbs, who ends up a surprising 5th place. Mitch Hobbs, you have a copy, bud.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, just another great run from you. Top 5 today. Talk about how the truck was handling out there.
It was definitely a journey. Started in the back, couldn't get a really good qualifying run, got into the wall. I mean, the truck was just really good in 1 and 2 for me. I had that locked down. Was making some good moves on the outside there, but 3 and 4 was definitely a struggle. I mean, it was a lot of up and downs throughout the race. Got lucky there with Schmidt and Mulrooney, just split the gap. And, you know, got a top 5, so really can't be mad.
Yeah, you've just been steadily improving on each run that you've had this season, and of course, another top 5 for you. Any sponsors you want to thank for tonight's run?
No, I just put on a throwback car for Terry Labonte. It was a really fun race, though. Love this track. Love Darlington. It's a great track, if I did not already say it 3 times. But yeah, it was a great run today. Had a lot of fun, and just worked our way up to the front. Slow and steady wins the race, or gets 5th.
All right, man. See you at ECRL.
Yep.
That was Mitch Hobbs in the number 89, and we're going to go ahead and drag in our...
Look at this.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and
Eric
pull up
Smith
points
eliminated.
and take a look at how this top 4 settled out after tonight. Of course, Ryan Kendrick coming out up top as your points leader. We're gonna go ahead and drag him into the booth. That number 65, who is actually finished himself 1 lap down, but fortunate for him, it was enough to pull himself through on top. Kendrick, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Kendrick, man, it was a very messy race for you. Of course, caught up in a couple of incidents. You were most ran that final lap, 1 lap down, but fortunate for you, you're coming in here as a Final Four contender coming into the next week. What does it feel?
I'm just glad that race is over, because, I mean, I don't know. It's good. I wish Nick and Derek could have made it, but I guess we still got 2 of us in, so, yeah, it's good. Also want to apologize to DiMaggio and Bayer. I know DiMaggio took blame for it, but I thought I gave Bayer a little bit. I thought I gave him enough room, but I guess we're just like, I don't know. Just how Darlington is, I guess.
Yeah, man, everybody getting their Darlington stripes and such. Obviously, you got a couple. The 2 people you mentioned are going to be duking it out there for the Final Four. So maybe a bit of tension between you guys and yourself. What does it feel like? What are your chances coming in here, coming for Homestead?
I think it's pretty good. You know, the Final Four, we've all, you know, had enough consistency and speed to make it through the playoffs, and yeah, I guess that's just how everything sorts its way out, and I'm glad it's not Darlington for the final race, it's Homestead. So, you know, yeah, just have to wait and see what next week has.
Alright, man, 10-4. Good luck out there at Homestead for 67 laps. It's Ryan Kendrick who finishes out P16 here tonight. Drag him out of the booth and go ahead and drag in our second place in points, the number 90, Malachi Drake. Dog, go ahead and take that one, I guess.
He's not in the waiting room, so we'll take Nick Miller instead. Nick Miller, tough break, you get eliminated. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Just talk about how the track was out there. Of course, you got caught up in several incidents. Look at that car. It's all beaten to hell, but unfortunately eliminated. Of course, you came in with a bad position after that tough race at Auto Club. Just talk about your run today. Of course, finishing 17th. Not really.
I mean, it was tighter, but manageable, obviously, compared to this session earlier today we had for practice. I really was just avoiding wrecks and keeping it off the wall, figuring if I stayed clean, I'd move on. I mean, I even told Patterson I'd let him go. He just has to talk and ask. And instead he full sent it into the corner and killed me. And then no one wants to check up, so I get ran into.
I mean, I feel like Sheen just had nowhere to go there, but of course...
Oh, I'm not talking about Sheen, I'm just talking about... There's a few times I tried sliding back into line, and people would have sent it under me. Like, I think Kenner was on the apron, Trexler went to the apron, there's a few guys that went straight to the apron to get around me. And I was just trying to dive back in line.
Alright, man, just totally unfortunate. But you got any sponsors or teammates to thank? Unfortunately, don't move on, but of course, a great season to reflect back on. 4 wins.
SPG, Miller, Motorsports. That's about it. I don't want to go into too much detail.
Alright, and good luck in the Cup Series chase. Hopefully you end up advancing tomorrow, but of course, another long uphill battle for that.
And I'll probably get wrecked again, just like tonight.
Alright, that was Nick Miller. Unfortunately, he is eliminated from the playoffs along with his teammate Derek M. Smith. Dylan Basin is also out of the championship battle, but we're going to drag Dylan in. Kilo, you can take this one away.
Dylan, that was a pretty tough round of, I believe, 7. I mean, you had internet issues the first round at Auto Club. You couldn't race that, and then you had even more issues after running well in the top 10 here at Darlington. How did this playoff experience make you feel? Like the positives, negatives, all that.
I got no negatives, but I got a lot of positives. If I had a full season to run, I'd have more bonus points, and that might have saved me. But Auto Club, I wasn't home to race, and Darlington, well, that just went terribly. It started with the green flag pit stop caution. I was at the barrels. The caution came out, and I got a I don't know, it was entering closed pits or whatever, and I couldn't get it cleared.
And you actually had a pretty good run today. You were, like I said, you were in the top 10 for most of that race until you got taken out. So how was that race? I know Darlington's a very tricky track.
It was a pretty simple race in the first 10 laps. It was pretty clean, and everybody was racing nicely, and we hit the halfway point, and it completely turned around. I got turned, people were flipping. I don't even understand what happened.
Yep. Do you have any like sponsors or like teammates or whatever, like just anything to thank?
I'd like to thank for Racing. They've given me great cars this season. A lot of motivation, so hopefully next season I get into the Final Four and win the championship.
It was good to interview you. Thanks for all that you've done this season, and hopefully you do well in that season.
Yep, thank you.
I was still in base in number 26, and we're gonna drag him out of the booth.
Malachi Drake's in there now, so if you want to get him.
Yep, we'll go ahead and get the number 90 of Malachi Drake. My ATV is being a bit weird, that's why I'm pulling up this. Apologies about that, but we'll go ahead and drag in the number 90 of Malachi Drake into the booth. He goes, and Malachi, man, what a hectic race, of course. You're probably the cleanest. You probably escaped this race the cleanest. And to come out 7th, not only that, a Final Four contender coming into next week. Oh, what does it feel?
It feels pretty good. I had just bought this track right before the race, so my whole goal was just to, just stay in the very back of the field and just kind of feel myself away around the track and just try to avoid all the wrecks and stuff like that. I got into the wall a little bit trying to avoid one, but it ended up not giving me too much damage, and I somehow ended up in 7th. Don't know how, but I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Of course, you said yourself you don't know how. I guess the planets just aligned for you, and you took advantage of it and finished out here 7th here tonight. Of course, obviously, great run for you, but what matters most is next weekend, man. It was a hectic one today. What you feel? What are you feeling like for next Friday at Homestead?
I feel okay. Homestead is a track that I haven't quite figured out yet. I can usually run okay, but I know I'm going to have to do some practice and take it up a level if I'm going to want to beat Charlie and Ryan for the championship, because I feel like they're the two strongest out of us in the 4. So I'll have to be practicing to try to win.
Alright, man. 10-4. Malachi Drake's going to round himself out in 7th after starting in 17th. Before I let you go, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
I just want to thank my team, Miller Motorsports, for just helping each other out this whole season. And I feel bad for 2 of my teammates getting knocked out due to circumstances not of their own, but you know what happens, and we at least got 2 of us in the Final Four.
Alright, man. 10-4. Malachi Drake going to round himself out 7th. Good luck out there next week at Homestead. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Alright, thank you.
Yeah, he was one of the 3 Miller Motorsports cars out there who was trying to be in the Final Four in the Truck Series chase. The other 2 being Derek M. Smith and Nick Miller, and he was the only one of them that made it through. Anyways, we have one more interviewee. That's going to be the 7 car, Charlie Byer, who advanced into the Final Four.
Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You're the last man in by 3 points. Just talk about all the stuff that happened out there on the track.
Yeah, for a while I was pretty certain that we were out of it, and we just kind of stayed out of all the wrecks from there. Then somehow I squeezed in. I'm surprised. Yeah, I guess we're in. So.
Yep, of course. All that matters now is next week at Homestead. Do you feel like you're going to have a good run there, or do you feel like you got some work to do?
I definitely have some work to do. Homestead is probably not my strong suit, but I'll put hundreds of laps in practice just like every week, and we'll go out there and see what we've got and see if we can beat people like Ryan, who really the strongest person all season. So we'll see.
All right, you got any sponsors you want to thank, of course, for this Final Four? Any teammates as well?
Yeah, the usual 408. Ritwick, Dario, Ryan, Keola, all those guys. It's been a fun season, and it's time to focus on the Final Four, and we'll see when that comes around.
All right, man. Congrats on making the Final Four, and good luck next.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was Charlie Bauer, the final interview of the night. So that will finally this broadcast after feels like we've been here sitting here.
Yeah, we've been sitting here for about 2 hours. Thanks to all the viewers that have been listening in.
Alright, until next time, my name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
I'm Benjamin White.
And I'm Kello Hankins.
Thank you all for watching. Go ahead and see you on Max Speed TV. Same time slot, but yeah, we're moving on to Max Speed TV. Coming at Homestead. Can't wait to see you all there.